Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to do the edges. I have to apologize for the state of my edges at the moment because I just tried to do something else and I didn't like it, so I've just undone it. So they're a bit stretched. But anyway, so I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I've gone down to a crochet number 5, which is the same that I have used to create my little sleeves. So I'm just using the same one. So basically we have 2 crochets in this design, the crochet number 9 that I use for the body, and then the crochet number 5 that I'm using for the sleeves and for the edges. So I'm gonna choose a spot. We're gonna do the armhole, so the inside of the strap first. So I'm gonna choose a starting point around the middle because it's probably the less visible area actually, because the arm goes here, so it will cover it. But anyway, I use a technique that you won't even be able to see where you start. So we'll get to that soon. Anyway, so I'm gonna choose a point around here. We're gonna insert a hook in the front loop of the stitch, because if we turn around, this actually has a back loop there. Remember, it's the same, we're gonna do slip stitches, which is the same that we use for the body. So we're gonna continue as normal, basically the same that we were doing here. So, but we're just gonna do one row, and for this row, we're gonna grab the front loop. Okay, so I do a slip stitch to start. Try to go there a bit tight. And then I'm gonna do one chain. And then I'm just gonna do slip stitches around, grabbing the front loop. So while I'm doing slip stitches on the body side, I'm gonna try to go as tight as possible, because as you can see, this gets quite loose because we're using a very large crochet, in my case a number 9. So I do wanna try to do this as tight as possible, so this tightens at the edges a bit. Okay, so I'm almost at the point where I'm gonna start crocheting around the strap. So I just need to do 2 more slip stitches. So 1 and 2. So there's another loop here, there. This one I'm not gonna grab it because, as you can see, this is a loop that is in use by this stitch over there. So I'm not grabbing it. And also you're gonna get the same on the other side. So this is a loop, as you can see, it's in use as well by the stitch that is here. So you don't insert your hook there or here. So we're in the last stitch of the body, and then we're gonna move to the next available loop. So like I said, we're not using this one, so the next available loop is this one. So now in the strap, so here I'm gonna change my tension. So the body, I'm doing it fairly tight because I wanna tighten these borders. But in here, I actually wanna go loose, because if you go too tight, what's gonna happen is that the strap is gonna start getting like this. And it's not gonna look good. And here in the strap, there's actually 2 little loops that you could grab. You have one here and one there. One here, one there, one here, one there. However, we will not insert a hook in those 2 loops because I've tried and it doesn't look good. It's just they're too close together, and then you just get way too many stitches. So then the opposite happens. Instead of going like this, what would happen if you go too tight? If you do too many stitches in here, it just gets bigger and it goes like that. So really you need to find a balance here between your tension and the distance between the little loops that you have here. So we're just gonna grab this little loop. So this is the loop that comes right after this area. So you have it here, then you have it here, then you have it there, there, there. So that's the loop that we're gonna grab. So here you actually need to go loose, because if your tension is not loose, see that there's a bit of a distance here. So if you don't go loose, then it's gonna get way too tight and it's gonna affect your strap. You go all the way around the strap, all the way around, and then eventually you'll get to the spot where you started. So I am gonna continue crocheting and I'll meet you here. Okay, before we finish this area, I thought I'd show you one more time. I'll remind you not to grab this one just because it's not gonna look that good. So I have one more stitch, I think. So I have this, and then the next stitch is here. So remember, go loose on this one. Then don't grab this one and go straight into this. So in here, you just grab the front loop, because remember there's another loop here. So grab the front loop. For this one, I do go as tight as possible. So it's just a mix of tensions all the time. And then we continue with the body. Okay, so I'm about to finish this area. So this is the last stitch that I have to do before I get to the end. As you can see, there's that little slip stitch that we did to join when we started. So I only have one more stitch here, and then there's no other stitch for me to grab. So now what happens now is you cut your yarn. I already cut mine. You do this, grab a yarn needle, if you have your own technique to finish this, by all means do so. But I like this little technique that I've learned recently, because it's almost invisible, the effect that you achieve. There. So now you just have to hide these ends, but it's pretty invisible.